Ever since I witnessed Caitlin Clark on the big floor as my introduction into women's basketball, like many new WNBA fans, I was pulled towards her gravity, much like the people on the court attempting to guard her. And this has made me question, is Caitlin Clark already better than the GOAT of WNBA, Diana Taurasi? Or sorry if I mispronounced that. And I believe she is. And here's why this matters. Now, I'm not going to deny that Diana is the GOAT of the WNBA. If you look at her resume, no one else comes close. Her legacy, it's set in stone. Right now she is the GOAT, and she paved the way into the game. Her influence, you can't touch it. She changed it. But now, that's what the old heads will be arguing you about if you whip out your Caitlin Clark ball knowledge. But if you ask any unk in the rec, is Caitlin Clark right now already a better basketball player than Diana ever was? Not more accomplished, not greater historically, just better. Let's let's talk about it now. Okay, so we're gonna break this up. Greatness versus being better. I'm not saying Caitlin Clark is already the greatest, but I do think she's the GOAT in terms of skill and just how she puts the ball away. So I'm gonna define greatest as career rings, records, cultural impact, and changing the game and the shape. Pretty much the LeBron James of the WNBA, and that is Diana. Better will be the skill level, offense, defense, efficiency, gravity, control of the game, elevating the game. Now, if we look at Michael Jordan, undoubtedly the GOAT. He is my GOAT. I've been a LeBron hater since 2012. Just because LeBron or Jordan's the GOAT, it doesn't mean 1986 Jordan was better than 2018 LeBron at running an offense. Pretty much the same idea here. I'm not trying to disrespect Diana in any way. I'm just here to talk about ball. All right. Now, if you're sensitive, Diana's your favorite fan, and you're sitting there wearing her jersey, you might want to click off this video. But if you're here to face the facts, stay tuned. Okay. I'm going to start off with offense. Caitlin Clark simply does more. I don't care that Diana was an elite scorer, or I don't care if she was an elite scorer and one of the most precise shot makers the WNBA has ever laid their eyes upon. But here is the big difference here. Diana played within a system that was fit for her. They built the team to suit her. Caitlin Clark is the team. She is the offense. Clark brings up the ball every time, initiates every single play, creates shots for herself and others, and scores from anywhere on the floor. Diana was just a finisher. Clark is the Michael Jordan. Now, if you think about the words I just said about Clark's game, it might remind you of a really good NBA player. He goes by the name of Stephon Wardell Curry, the undeniable greatest shooter of all time. No one comes close to Stephen Curry at shooting, and the way he plays offense has only ever been even close to being repeated, and that's by Damian Lillard. Very similar play style. So I am saying Caitlin Clark is indeed the Stephen Curry of the WNBA, and I honestly believe she could also have a roster spot in the NBA as well. But we're going to keep going. Now we're going to talk about playmaking. Now, Diana was a good passer, but Caitlin Clark is an elite playmaker, so I'm going to have to knock down Diana another point here because it matters. It matters a lot. Clark reads defense. It's like she has a Sharingan. She's two steps ahead. She knows what you're going to do before you do it. She creates open shots without screens. She has a handle on the ball. She punishes double team instantly. She has Jokic levels of vision. She generates assists while being the number one option. Imagine Luka Doncic. This is what I'm talking about. Diana could pass. Clark has the ball on a string. She will pass it and it'll go to this dude and he'll score it. That is the difference. Very few players in WNBA have ever been asked to carry this much weight on their shoulders all at once, but Caitlin Clark is doing it without effort. And the reason I believe that is because of the generation she grew up in. She grew up watching Stephen Curry. You know, shooting's pretty tough, but if you do it since you're a little kid, you might be making the big bucks in the WNBA one day. That's only for the girls watching, by the way. Now, scoring. Obviously, Caitlin Clark is a better scorer, but also, she's not only just a better scorer, the shots she are taking is harder. Caitlin Clark easily takes harder shots than Diana has ever even dreamed of. She's pulling up from the logo, deep pull up threes. She's getting trapped at half court, late clock isolations, and she still scores it efficiently. Diana was deadly from three. No one will say she's not. Clark stretches the floor beyond what used to exist. Defense, it when Diana was playing, the defense didn't guard anyone at 30 feet, at least not consistently. Clark is getting guarded by LeGwen's Dort's wannabes every single time she's on the floor. Oh my god, I'm getting worked up even thinking about this. Now, it's not only that she has to be guarded by 30 feet out. It's the gravity. Now, if you don't know what I mean by gravity, I mean imagine if you're playing 2K and someone's driving in the paint and you're sitting in the corner. You're going to help. You need to help because that's fear. The fear that they're going to score, do something crazy. So you have to she has the vision. She'll pass it out. It's just like Stephen Curry. We've seen this before. Numbers don't capture this. It's the same thing. Defense doesn't show up on the stat sheet, neither does gravity. When Caitlin Clark steps on the floor, defense pick her up early. The help defense hesitates because they know she's her. Shooters get cleaner looks because they're focused on the goat, and the big has more space. That's gravity. That's what I'm talking about, man. Diana demand respects. Don't get me wrong, but Caitlin Clark demands panic. Teams don't guard her. They design their entire game plan just to hope that they can survive the ass whooping she's about to give them. This level of defense attention is new. It's new to the WNBA. We've seen this in the NBA for like the last 10-ish years. And it just now hit the WNBA, and we are feeling it, the full force of Caitlin Clark's greatness. Now, if we put Diana in this era, I don't think she'd be as good as Clark, and that's because she didn't evolve with the game. This matters. Basketball evolves, guys and girls. If you look at players today in the 2020s, the 2010s, they're more skilled, they're better shooters, they're just more versatile. It's a positionless league. You know, you got people like Victor Wembanyama doing cross the legs, shooting fading threes, and he's 7'5". I'm not saying there's people like that in the WNBA, but I am saying the sport is different from what it once was. Caitlin Clark is changing the evolution of the WNBA. She has Curry level range. She has the Jokic elite vision. She's on the floor the entire game. She's Mikal Bridges. Diana just changed the game for her era, and that's big kudos to her. Props to Diana. Caitlin Clark is redefining what a guard is in the WNBA. Now, if you feel disrespected by this topic and like how can Caitlin Clark already be the greatest of all time? It's because I'm not looking at the resume. I'm just looking at simply who is the better player. You know when Bleacher Report was doing those historic 1v1s where it was like animated. I think it was called The Portal. You had like Giannis versus Wilt. Um this is a while ago. Stick with me here. Allen Iverson versus somebody. Kevin Durant versus Larry Bird. The list goes on. They did a bunch of those. That's gone now. If you put Caitlin Clark in a room with Diana, Diana is going to be murdered. She is going to be stomped on. She's going to be torn apart like she's a kitten in the cage with a silverback gorilla. It's not close. If you're disrespected by this, then I'm sorry. But you shouldn't be. You should be scared for what's coming next. Because Caitlin Clark isn't going to stop. She's going to see the wound. She's going to focus on it and keep digging and digging until there's nothing left. Okay. We got all the facts in here. Diana currently is the greatest. She has the greatest WNBA career of all time. No one can deny it. She's the most important player of the league history. She changed it. She paved it. She's an icon to the league. Caitlin Clark has more offensive. She's better on offense. She has more of an offensive responsibility. She has more playmaking impact. She's a better playmaker. She's better. She drags teams towards her in ways that Diana has never even seen. And she has more range and versatility. She's lethal from anywhere. She's a 2K22 play shot. If you dropped both players into the same game in their primes running modern offense, come on, guys. You know Caitlin Clark is absolutely giving buckets. And this isn't blasphemy. I'm not a witch about to be burned at the stake for saying something crazy because it's true. It's basketball, man. You know who you know. All the kids on Instagram talking about elite ball knowledge, it's coming from me. Okay. Diana has built the throne. Caitlyn is changing what it looks like to sit on the throne. We're not even talking about if Caitlin Clark will enter the GOAT conversation. We're seeing how long people are gonna pretend she's not there. She's in the same room. She's knocking on the door. Caitlin Clark is the GOAT, and she's my GOAT of the WNBA. And if you disagree with me, you can comment, but you'll be talking to a wall, bed, because Caitlin Clark is the GOAT. If you think she's not, then you can comment, but I'm not going to respond to your comment unless it's full of facts and I get destroyed. But that's not going to happen. And you want to know why? Because Caitlin Clark's the GOAT. If you disagree with that, you can leave a comment.